Hi everybody. So I'm gonna do this challenge video over the course of a few days. It's gonna be kind of hard, but it's beating Undertale Yellow with the minimum amount of EXP but still on the Genocide route. So I'm going to get the minimum amount of EXP from every enemy encounter. And yeah, it's literally just Genocide with the minimum amount of EXP, but I'm also doing one more thing to make it a little cooler. I am not allowed to equip any new weapons. I have to stick with my starting weapon for the entire game. I am not allowed to pick up the Wild Revolver either, so... Wild Revolver, sorry if I mispronounced that. I do not have a script recording this, but this is what my configurations look like. So as you can see, everything is on. I will be playing on easy mode, and I will still be equipping defense. I'm just not allowed to equip better ammo. And I do have an auto masher mod, so the dialogue doesn't take forever to mash through. Hopefully this is enjoyable enough. I will also be timing this to see how long it takes, but it's not really a speedrun necessarily, more or less just a challenge video. And I'm not doing it in one session either. I'll probably do it in 2 or 3 sessions, just because of some of the bosses. So you're going to see me getting the minimum amount of EXP, and I'll explain how I'm able to do that. First of all, you cannot kill this frogget. This frogget would give 5 EXP, I think, but it's only obtainable with hacks. But we're able to get only 2 EXP from every enemy and still get the required amount of kills we need. So I'm just going to quickly make my way through the short ruins tutorial section, no pun intended, and we're going to fall down into the dark ruins where we are going to begin our minimum attack run, I guess you could call it, since I'll be at quite a low LV level for many of the fights. Sorry if the camera is a bit off-centered, I'll move it a little bit. There we go, that's a little better, sorry about that. So Flowey, there's nothing new here. Okay, so now the goal is to only kill Flyer, which who yields 2 EXP. We're going to kill 20 Flyers before Decibat, and if you kill 20 Flyers before Decibat, he will not show up, so I don't have to get an extra 7 EXP. Because the thing is, if you spare Decibat on the Genocide route, with I think you can still encounter him and be on the Genocide route without killing him, but if you spare him, he'll be locked out. So I'm just gonna kill 20 Flyers before him so I can avoid 7 EXP. And since this game has a universal encounter roster, meaning once I get an encounter, it's there forever. If I only ever encounter Flyer, he's the only encounter I'm ever going to be able to get. So I'm going to kill 15 Flyers, and then I will be absolutely forced, to get another encounter in my roster. But see, as you can see, I only earned 2 EXP there, so that's the minimum amount of EXP you can earn per encounter. So I'm going to farm for 5 Flyers in this room. That was the first of 5 Flyers I will be killing. And keep in mind, you're gonna see the rubber ammo being used by me for the entire challenge because yeah, this is the weakest ammo you can have if you have it for the entire game. It's my starting ammo right now, so this isn't really that much different from what a regular Genocide route of this game would look like. And as you can see, I am hitting all the criticals. It's because, luckily in this game, hitting criticals is much easier than it is in the regular Undertale. So as you can see, I'm hitting red every time. This is not too hard. It's, sorry about my mouse there. It's a bit hard to do it, like, if you're first playing the game. It's hard to hit criticals, but it's still doable. Alright, so now we are at level 2. And yes, that is the quickest solution to the puzzle, just the second one and then the third one. That's it. For the first one, as you can see, the combination is 3, 1, 2. And now the interesting thing is that when you're at level 2, any hit on Flyer is an automatic KO, kind of like Whimsun from Undertale. Flyer's basically just like Whimsun's cousin, a stronger cousin. But not too strong, because once you're at level 2, Flyer is one-shotted. And as you can see, it's acting like I'm getting red every time, even though I'm getting yellow, because it's being registered as a one-shot. Because I'm at level 2. So I'm gonna showcase this. So once you get the maximum amount of kills in a room, you'll get an X. As you can see there, that means I've killed the maximum amount of enemies I can in a room and have to move on. The maximum amount of kills you can get per room in the ruins is 5. It is also 5 for Snowden, but for the dunes and the steamworks in this game, it is shortened to 3. But to make up for it, there are more encounter rooms in both of those areas. And in this room as well, before I'm forced to get another scripted encounter and therefore put another encounter on my roster, I am going to encounter 5 more Flyers. So now I've killed 5 Flyers, and I am now at level 3. I will not be able to kill any more Flyers in this room. And I will not be killing that Panilla since she is worth 3 XP. We are only getting 2 EXP. So I have killed, let's see, that would be 15 Flyers, because there were 2 XP each. Sorry, my math skills are horrible. 30 EXP. And level 3 is where we will stay for the ruins. Can flee from Sweet Corn there. And in this room, I'm going to try and encounter more Flyers. And every time I don't get a Flyer encounter, I have to flee. It's perfect. Well, I can kill Flyer, but I have to flee from Panilla. I'll still get the EXP. If I didn't get the EXP, it'd be kind of weird, because that means you could just kill an infinite amount of things, technically, and not get any EXP. So I still get EXP from this, even though it doesn't say that I got anything. And I will not be getting the pebble ammo, because as I said, I am attempting to do this challenge with the rubber ammo. And you'll see how difficult and long this challenge actually is. It doesn't seem so bad so far. But it'll get bad as soon as we get to Snowden. So now that I've killed 20 monsters, that Flowey text will come up, and I have now triggered the Genocide route with the minimum amount of EXP so far, which is just 40. And it is impossible, as far as I know, to get an EXP value lower than this. There are no monsters that give 1 EXP, unfortunately. Well, there are, but so there is an encounter actually that gives 1 EXP, and that's the encounter Micro Frogget, but you can only encounter him 1 time, and he doesn't count as one of your 20 kills, so it's basically just 1 extra EXP if you kill him. So do not kill Micro Frogget if you're doing this challenge. And by the way, the solution to the puzzle is easier than you think. It's just 3 inputs. Bottom second, bottom third, top fourth. That's it. It's really not as difficult as it looks. There's also one other way to do it in just 3 inputs, but it requires moving backwards. So if you're in a speedrun, then yeah, you won't want to do that. So here's the feather, and I am allowing defense. I am allowing myself to equip armor because this challenge should be extremely difficult, and I mean extremely difficult. If I didn't pick up defense, it's already difficult just with rubber ammo. It'd be even more difficult, a lot more difficult without defense. And I'm not gonna pick it up right here, but I will pick up defense later when I need to. This is not the weakest possible Genocide route, just because I'm not willing to fight the final boss with no armor. I'm not willing to do that. But now that I have just 40 EXP, we're going to fight Delve. And what I'm going to do here might surprise you, because you think, oh, well, it's the Genocide route, so you have to kill Delve to continue. But I'm actually not going to. Sorry to spoil it, but you'll see why. I'll explain why in a second. Just after I beat Delve. And by the way, I'm using an auto masher, as I said at the beginning of this video. The reason for this is so I don't have to sit through the dialogue or mash it, which sounds like this. That would get very repetitive after a while, so I'm just going to hold down spacebar for auto mash. And by the way, it's a mod I've installed to be able to use auto mash. Normally you can't. Yeah, normally you can't do that. It's not normally in the game. So now that I've confusingly spared Delve, I can now leave the ruins with just 40 EXP. And it doesn't seem like I'm still on the Genocide route, but I actually am. As you can see, Clover's, if you can see it, Clover's face sprite has changed to be completely normal. It's normally, Clover normally looks down on the Genocide route, but it is now, their face is now normal. And it only does that to trick you, because the game wants you to think that you're not able to continue the Genocide route because you spared Delve. But for whatever reason, there's no flag to check if you had spared Delve or not for being able to continue the Genocide route. So, like, because it's like a weird bug in the game, because you had spared Delve, it's like, therefore you shouldn't be on the route anymore. So Clover's face sprite is normal, but for some reason you can still get the 20 kills you need. I'm going to flee from that first encounter because that is not the encounter that will give us the minimum amount of EXP. So the encounter with the least amount of EXP here is Trihecta, which is kind of weird because if you've actually memorized how much EXP the monsters in any Undertale game gives. I know I'm weird for doing that. You'll think, oh, well, Trihecta actually gives the most amount of EXP. Well, the thing is, if you spare Trihecta, like, well, not completely spare Trihecta, but if you act like you're sparing Trihecta, but only separate them, and they'll turn into 3 separate enemies. Each of these enemies counts as its own kill, and each one is worth 9 EXP. So normally, the monster with the least amount of EXP would be Insomnitot with 18 EXP. But if you separate Trihecta into 3, it's going to be worth 9 EXP, so only half. And Trihecta is the last enemy, so it's going to take a while for us to get the enemies we need. Let me go and save here. And this is the first area in the game where it's actually going to be painful to not have, well, wait, it won't be because whenever I strike each monster, it'll go down in 1 hit. So I take back what I said. It's not going to be that bad until I get to the boss of this area. Luckily. It's not going to be that bad yet, but it will get a lot worse. Trust me, it will get worse. And keep in mind, the only reason I'm allowing myself to equip defense is so I don't have to spend hours on each boss, because I would literally spend way too long on each boss. So that's why I'm on easy mode and am using defense. If you don't like the fact that I'm using easy mode or equipping defense, you can tell me in the comment section, and maybe in a future video, I will try and make a video and not allow myself to equip defense or not allow myself to use easy mode. And by the way, I wasn't even paying attention there with the shufflers. I was rambling so much that I wasn't even paying attention. But anyway. Anyway, it's pretty easy to solve this puzzle. They were trying to trip me up there, but luckily they did not. So now we can... I will not be equipping defense yet, but I will have to very soon. And there's a small little exploit you can do here. I'm not totally sure whether this is developer intended or not, but so I have auto run on right now. So if you run into this room and continue to run, you can fix yourself on the bridge so you can keep walking on the bridge and never fall. You never have to stop. It looks like this. Hopefully I get it first try. So you never have to stop. I don't know whether that was developer intended, but it would be pretty nice if it was. And it is used in the speedrun of this game. So this is the encounter we need, and we're not going to kill it in this form because in that case it would be worth 25 EXP, and it would only be worth 1 kill. So what we're going to do is separate it so these enemies are worth 1 kill each and worth 9 EXP each, which is the minimum. So the minimum in the last area was 2, and now it's up to 9. So the attack is not bad yet, but trust me, it'll get a lot worse. Especially with the low LV. Especially with the low LV. Or level, love, I don't know. People pronounce it many different ways. Now, I am still on the Genocide route. Even though it looks like I should be on the neutral route, I am still technically on the Genocide route. It wouldn't be until I would leave Snowden that I would abort it, but I'm not going to leave Snowden yet. I'm going to grind for 20 more kills. So now the goal is to flee from every enemy until I get a Trihecta. And the reason I haven't equipped defense yet is so I'm able to flee from every encounter with a 100% chance. Because if you don't know, in Undertale, there's a mechanic with the bandage where if you never unequip the bandage, you can flee from encounters with a 100% chance every single time. Or otherwise, it's marked down to 50% if you equip any other armor. It works the same way with the patch in this game, and in both games you were unable to re-equip that armor, so if you just leave it on, you'll be able to always flee from encounters. But then it's going to be bad against the bosses of the game, so that's the point of equipping armor. So unless you really want to challenge yourself, you should still equip armor. But I'm just trying to make the challenge a bit faster and less tedious, doing it this way. So now that I have 6 kills for this room, I can't grind anymore in this room, and I have to move to this one. Grinding may take a while in this room, by the way. Alright. So I'm always able to flee from the encounters that I don't need. Had I equipped the feather in the ruins, though, it would be a 50% chance every time. And the length of this video would probably be extended by about a minute or so. Which isn't too bad, but it would just be unnecessary. And I can grind for one more trifecta in this room. Yeah, so I'm getting a lot of encounters that I don't need. I believe the chance of me getting a trifecta is 1 in 6, knowing what all the other possible encounters are. I believe it's 1 in 6, every single encounter. I've actually been getting quite lucky, which isn't what it looks like. I've actually been getting quite lucky. Normally it takes a lot longer to get a trifecta for me, just personally. Okay, so now we have 6 kills for that room. So now I have to backtrack, because I still need, let's see, 8 more kills. No. Yes. As I said, I'm very bad at math, so, like, wait, how many kills do I need? 8, I believe. And this is the last room that I was able to grind in. So now I'm gonna grind for another trifecta. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. Also, I like how when you kill one, the other two automatically become, like, worn out when they weren't before. You probably can't see it since it's kind of bright in the video feed. I'm sorry about that. It's really dark in this room. I could turn on the lights and it probably wouldn't be a big deal. But then you'd be able to see the surrounding area. It's not a big deal. And as you can see, enemy retreating is playing. It wouldn't be playing if I was on the neutral route. And the neutral route is also the route that lets you get the max EXP without finishing the genocide route. I mean, which is literally obvious, but I just mean like in the sense that you wouldn't even abort the genocide route. You would just stay on the neutral route. I may make a video about that eventually as well, but that video will likely be a lot longer than this one. Just more grinding. And as I said, I'm planning on doing this video in 2 or 3 parts, most likely 3. 2 if this one doesn't end up being very long. So now there should be only 2 more kills that I need. And yes, I cannot get any more encounters in this room. Alright, so almost there. Just 2 more enemies I have to kill. Oh, getting stuck a little bit. So this is the last encounter I need. I'm only going to kill 2 enemies though. And this is the last enemy I need. I will spare this final enemy. And as you can see, hopefully, Clover's sprite is now, well, to explain it simply, they're looking down now. Slightly. I mean, it's hard to see it. I mean, I don't know, however you interpret it in this route. Well, you can't see their eyes, I guess I should say. That's the absolute best way to explain it. But now we have the required amount of kills, and we have 220 EXP. Because we killed 20 enemies worth 9 EXP, so that's 180. Plus the 40 that we had from the ruins, that's 220. Maybe I'm not as bad at math as I thought I was. Anyway. We're coming up on Martlet now, And I'm starting to think I should probably equip defense, because otherwise this is going to take a lot of skill. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab some defense, but I'm not going to equip it yet. If the fight proves to be difficult, I will equip it. And I could have gotten the Silver Scarf, since the game pretends that I'm not on the Genocide route, but I decided not to do that just because, yeah. I'll just have to use the Honeydew Pin if I am going to equip defense. But I'm not going to equip it just yet. Not just yet. I will only do so if this fight proves to be very difficult. And since I am at the lowest possible LV6, and I have the rubber ammo, this fight is going to be extremely difficult. It's even more difficult with, like, no armor, basically. And I'm going to try and do it with no armor, but if that proves to be too difficult, I probably will have to equip armor. We'll say 5 failed attempts, and then after that I will equip armor. And as you can see, this is the only item I have. No heals, no nothing. Weakest possible Genocide, Martlet's Snowden fight, not final boss. Spoilers. So this is going to be a very long and weak fight on Clover's part. That's how much damage one attack does. So Martlet gives us 4 freebies, and then she starts actually attacking us. That's it. Alright, see if I can do this. I'm gonna focus. Wow. Okay. Well, that was attempt number one. That was very close. That was very close. Alright, let's try this again. So the worst attack for me seems to be the carousel attack. Basically based off of the Jevil carousel. And yeah, that's pretty much the hardest attack anyway. I practiced a lot with these attacks just so I wouldn't get hit too often. Okay. Since the fight kind of takes a long time, we'll say change of plans. Okay, let's say if I die this attempt, I'm equipping the armor instead of 5 attempts, because that would just extend the video a lot. So yeah. We'll say if I die on this attempt, then I'm going to equip the honeydew pin. And yeah, that was the attack that I died on. That attack really isn't that bad. This one isn't that bad either. None of them are really that bad if you practice. Except the Jevil Carousel. That's like the only one that I really do not like at all. There's also the Wavy Feathers attack, which is actually this one. This is the second worst attack. Because it's just very unpredictable. And as you can see, I was taking 8 damage per hit, which is a lot. That's the third worst attack, by the way. Luckily, Martlet only does it once, though. Yes, I have literally ranked the attacks by how horrible they are. So this is the worst, because I get hit on this one more often than any other attack. Luckily, I didn't get hit there, though. Another easy one. These attacks look hard, but if you just stay focused on the circles, hopefully you won't get hit. Okay, so on that attack, I got very unlucky and got hit twice. That usually doesn't happen. It's also probably because I'm talking. But like I said, if I die, I'm going to go ahead and equip the armor. So I'm not going to die 3 times. Yeah, this attack can also be kind of unpredictable sometimes. Let's see if I die on this attack. Yep, there we go. Alright, so now I'm going to equip the armor, which I can do right here. So now it'll be harder for me to die. I'll be able to take more hits. Because instead of 0 defense, I now have 4. But now I won't be able to flee from encounters with a 100% chance. It'll be 50 from now on. And the only area where I actually have to worry about that is the dunes, which is the next area. But seriously, if you're watching this video and haven't played the game, I don't know why you're watching this video. See, only half the damage this time. And that attack is also pretty easy. But unfortunately, it's followed by a harder attack. See, I got hit twice there. Wow. It's just getting unlucky, basically. I'm just getting kind of unlucky. And we're only halfway. all that, and we're only halfway through the fight, dude. It's because of how weak my attack is. The fight also lasts much longer, obviously. Which I kind of just said. Never mind. Okay, I better not die again. I literally equipped the honeydew pin so I wouldn't die. And I'm about to die. Because she keeps giving me terrible attacks that I keep getting hit on. I think it's RNG after a certain number of attacks. Don't kill me here, please. Come on, I've literally done this. I've literally died on this fight twice already. Proceeds to give me the carousel, bruh. Why is this attack so bad? Why do they have to make this attack so bad? Human suffering, the best content on YouTube. Not that kind of human suffering, though, just minor suffering like this. I would consider this to be minor suffering. Alright, attempt number 4. And keep in mind, I've been on easy mode the entire time. Imagine how many more attempts it would take if I was doing this on normal mode and had even lower defense. I'm getting pretty close every time, too. Also, let's equip the pen. Luckily, she'll always give me 4 freebies. No matter what, the number of freebies I get does not change. Without the 4 freebies, this might be even harder. Of course, this is the first attack that I get hit on. This attack is a lot more annoying than it looks. This attack's kind of annoying too, since it's random, the way the feathers spiral. It's pretty much just up, left, and down, right, though, the entire time. And one time you might get occasionally unlucky and you might have to switch it up, but usually it's the same. Yeah. I've pretty much spent about 15 minutes on this fight now. Which is probably not as bad as Cerebral will be. Hopefully. I don't think Cerebral will be that bad, since I'll have much, much better defense. But she'll still take a long time, though. This might be one of the worst fights in this challenge, because I'll have much better defense by Cerebral. The last time I attempted this challenge, I wasn't able to beat this fight without any heals, so it's hard to say if I'll be able to do it this time. I've gotten very close multiple times now, as you can see, but have died due to a stupid attack like the carousel attack. The Jevil carousel attack. Halfway. And she always says huff puff when I get halfway for some reason. Luckily, most of these attacks are cheesable. But now we have another bad one. And so the only attacks I've gotten hit on so far are both of those wavy feather attacks. I call them the wavy feather attacks. I call this one the spiral attack. There's many attacks that I call target attacks. Okay, I have 28 health left. Let's see if I can do this. I'm getting close now. Here's the carousel. It's harder to dodge than it looks, trust me. It's harder. Pretty sure this was the attack that killed me on my first attempt. I still have 24 health. We're going pretty good. We're going pretty strong here. I think just 1 or 2 more should do it. She doesn't require an actual kill. Just 1 or 2 more hits should do it, I think. Is it over now? Let's see. Yes, alright. So it's over. That took me 4 attempts. That took 4 attempts. And imagine, and it would probably take a lot more if I didn't allow myself to use easy mode and equip defense. It would have taken a lot longer. So anyway, that's pretty much it for part 1. In the next part, I'll do the dunes and Soroba, and probably the Steamworks. And then in part 3 is basically just gonna be attempts on the final boss and the ending. But after I get to this next save, that's pretty much the end of part 1. Part 2 will come hopefully tomorrow, if not the next day. Just to introduce more videos into my channel, and then I'll do a different game like y'all probably want. I do want to do a Breath of the Wild / Tears of the Kingdom video. It'll be one or the other. I think I want to do a Tears of the Kingdom challenge. I think it'll be decently interesting. After I complete this challenge, though. And then I'll probably do another Undertale Yellow challenge eventually, because I do have another idea, but I won't do it for a while. I'll come back to this game maybe in August after I finish this challenge. Anyway, so this is it. That's it for part 1. I hope you enjoyed. I guess I'll see you guys in part 2.